Yo, what's going on people, and welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's doing good as usual. This video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. It's called 5 sounds 1 sample. So the principle of this video is I have 5 sounds, so I can just use any preset I want, any one shot, any keys, etc. Then I can use percussion loops, vocals, whatever, but I can use 5 different sounds. So I'm going to flip these sounds any way I can to make them very, very unique. So if you like the sound of this sample, the first thing we have is these keys. So here are the chords for them. They're nothing too crazy, quite simple, and just gives it a nice little rhythm and nice little feel. And then as usual, a plexi tape, and then just reverb and some EQ as usual. And then the second thing I did with these keys, I reversed them and then made them twice faster, and then they sound like this, and I chopped them up so they sound like this. And I placed them around so they was on the same chord, but they was just bouncing off the keys. And then I wanted to give it a little bit more of a different flavour, so I used a phaser. Use this delay vinyl just to give it a nice warped effect, and then just tons of delay just to fill the little gaps. Next I had this percussion loop that I just literally downsampled by 1K. It sounds like this. And that percussion loop come off splice. And I used the original version and just dragged it out a little bit so it's longer, so it's more of a hi-hat, so it sounds like this. And with that, it has a very warped effect, so I just use reverb. I used this delay falling snare to give it like nice feed into the piano. It's really weird, but I like it. Then I use these pluck bell sounds with the same sort of chords, but I just changed a little bit, so they sound like this. And then with the keys, I just made like a little downfalling effect, so it just gives a nice little spiral into the chords. Then with that, just used the cassette and used this mid side to just make it a little bit more wider, and then just took out a lot of frequencies that I felt was just too muddy in the mix. Then I got the same sample and I just cut a little bit, and then as you can see here, I stretched it out to be a lot longer. So if I got this, it's got that downfalling effect that I was talking about, but it's a very long, more of like a sustain. And I used that with the same process, and then I put a chorus on it. I made these pan and width to just make it wider and go from left to right, then decimal just to get rid of them high frequencies, and then just used like this ping pong delay just to make it a nice little width. Then with the same sound, I took the last bar and then I pitched it up, reversed it, then I used this automation so it looks like this, and it just goes up like this. And that's just a nice way to feed back into the sample, gives a nice little vibe. I use like this tape delay vinyl, it gives it a nice modulated effect, fills in the space a little bit more. Then after that, I put a flanger to just warp out then I just use this frequency echo, and I shifted the frequency over, and it gives like a nice bit crushed feel, gives it a nice warmth. Next I use this like mellotron pluck that sounds like this. And what I did with the chords, as you can see here, I just strummed them, give it the same chords in the same bar, but just made them higher and strummed them to give a nice effect. And all I used on that was a default sketch cassette, and that was just give it a nice little bit of saturation, quite a bit of reverb because I wanted to give it like a nice airy atmosphere. Then obviously with decimal, it took out a lot of highs because the high frequencies were very heavily reverbed, so get rid of them frequencies, it just fills it up a little bit, makes it less muddy. Then I write the same channel onto the next channel. Then I use this effect rack just to give it a nice modulation. I wanted this to like have a background delay. And then as you use usually like a portal, just gives it a nice high pitched delay in the background, gives it new textures. Then use the same sound and I reversed it, and then just chopped a little section of it I like. And all I knew what I wanted to do with that is just to fill in gaps, make it a little bit more longer, so it wasn't sounding just off. So I added this 1/4 bar delay, just to give it a nice little feel and vibe. Then I use this cassette chorus, just give it a nice little warmth. Then the fifth and the final sound is the vocals that sound like this. They were also off splice and they fit nicely with the piano, just to feel the same vibe and give like the vocals the airiness and nice feel. Just use this chorus again, and then a slight reverb just to make it a little bit more stand out and just feel not as dry. And then to make it that width again, I just use a nice delay. And I get the same vocal and just chop out the start. I pitched it down and just stretched it so it is very quick. Again, I want that to be like a texture, so another chorus, then a very long delay so it stands out and goes down. Then lastly, I use this as like a FX sort of riser. So same vocal, but I pitched it up, reversed it, I made it faster so it's just quick. And for the processing, I just used the same vocal chain from before. So that is pretty much the whole sample all together. So we'll listen to it and see what it sounds like. I think they come out so super fire. It just, for like 5 sounds, that's crazy. Like all the shit that I did, I didn't go too crazy, just pulled out little bits that I liked and just made them like spatial and just give them new little ways of how they can intricate and work. So yeah, as I said, if you like this, if you like the idea of this and you want to see another one, might start a series on it, 5 sounds, 1 sample. Let me know any other artists that you want me to like cover. Don't forget to follow my Instagram, that's going to be on the screen. And I think that's pretty much me. I'm done. Peace.